everybody, Megan here. How are you doing? So I know you guys have a few questions. I'm actually live on my iPad this time instead of my phone, since I saved the questions on my phone so I wouldn't be able to go back and forth. But yeah. So tomorrow I have a Heart Cath. Not really excited about it. I'm kind of actually really nervous because I haven't had one in such a long time. But I just have to, gotta do it because that's what we heart kids know what to do. So, one of the questions about the Heart Cath for tomorrow is, what does it feel like to be getting ready for a cath? Honestly, I am scared. Since I haven't had one in such a long time, I am nervous and anxious, and I don't want to go. Since I've rescheduled this cath a couple times, it was supposed to be done in January. I got sick. They wanted to do it in March, but that was right before we were going to get married, so I was like, no, and now it's tomorrow. So I guess and I'm also nervous because I don't really know what to expect since I haven't had one in such a long time. It's just scary. That's why I've been asking on my page, on other pages, like, what should I bring? What should I do? What should I wear? Stuff like that. You know, if I have to stay overnight, is there something I should bring? Stuff like that. And then the other question was, at what age do you really understand how serious HLHS was? When did it hit you and how? So I've talked about this before, but in 8th grade, we had to write a paper about something in our lives, and I chose to write it on HLHS. Oh, I wish you could stay and watch too. Hi. So I wrote this paper about my heart defect, and it scared the shit out of me. I'm not going to be blunt because it scared the crap out of me. I kept thinking, oh, this is me. I'm going to die. Why do I have this? What is this? It was horrible. And that's when I really was like, holy crap. I have this heart defect. What if am I just going to die on the floor right now? That's seriously what I thought. So I had to have a serious conversation with my mom about, what I have, what is this, what's going to happen to me. So she really explained, like, you were born with this. There's, we had these options of the surgery or taking you home to die, and they chose the surgeries, which I'm thankful for every day. But at that point, I was like, oh crap, I need to learn more about this because I have no idea what I have. My parents have talked to me about it, but it wasn't until I actually really researched it myself that I knew what was happening. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to learn about myself pretty much. So yeah, that was in 8th grade. How old were you when your first HLHS friend died? I have to say that I am honestly lucky right now that none of my adult HLHS friends have passed away. I've known quite a few younger kids who have passed, but none of my adult friends have. There's been a lot of them that have had surgeries or more caths or a Fontan revision or those kinds of things, but nobody has passed, and I'm hoping it stays that way. Let's see. Another question. This is actually another question from another heart warrior, Bailey. I met her in Mayo. She's awesome. Hi. She asked me, there's been some adult HLHSers who had issues pertaining to their liver. Have you heard of that at all? The only thing that I've really heard is that our Fontan causes liver problems. So something that they did in the Fontan, I guess, causes that. I really need to look it up more and research it. And she says, is it something we need to acknowledge and address? Should we all see a liver specialist? My cardiologist actually said that right now my liver is fine. He's done some tests on it, but I have not had a liver biopsy. So I have known some adults who have, and then they find out that their liver has severe cirrhosis, or that something else is wrong. I mean, I guess if your cardiologist thinks it's time to check it, then check it. But if not, I guess live with it for now. I don't really know. I'm also not, like, concerned about it right now, I guess. Since I have this Heart Cath coming up, I really don't want to do anything else. But I think he said that once I got, like, all my blood tests and stuff, that my liver and everything looked fine. And almost every time I go to the doctor, they check liver levels or something, and they always tell me that everything looks fine. So I guess I'm just going to stick with that. But I guess if they say, oh, we need to check this out, get it checked out, because you'd want to make sure that everything is fine. Does anybody have any other questions right now? I know I have this cath coming up tomorrow. I'm supposed to be there at 10, but the cath doesn't start till 12, and I can't eat anything. I'm not very good. I get cranky when I can't eat, so that'll be interesting. But my mom and my husband will both be there, and he said he would update you guys all on my page, so hopefully he does a good job tomorrow. I guess we'll see how that goes. And they said that I won't be staying the night unless they do something while they're in there. So hopefully I get to go home tomorrow afternoon, but I guess we'll see what happens. And I'll keep you guys all updated. Well, he will. I'll update when I can, when I'm feeling up to it. But I'm going to wear some comfy clothes, take a couple books. I don't know. I'm going to be so bored. But it has to be done. Hopefully they don't find anything or they don't do anything. But I also need to find out why I'm still having swelling in my legs. So it's kind of like, I just got to get it done. But yeah, I'm still on the Lasix, 20 milligrams every day. But my legs, they're not as swelled as the one time I took that picture. But I still push on it and I still have indents. So it's kind of weird. And I can now tell even more. So like when I go to work and I have to wear my tennis shoes and like socks, I don't know if my socks are like too tight. They don't feel tight, but when I take off my shoes and socks, then my feet are just swollen. So I'm wondering if just being on my feet is like causing them to be swollen all the time. But I don't know about any other adults, but I am so bored just sitting. I can't just sit. When I work, I need to walk around. I need to do something. But, yeah, I still have the swelling. It's not as bad, but it's still there, especially when I have the indents. It's just weird. It kind of freaks me out. But hopefully we'll get that answer tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. So, yeah. Are there any questions? Thank you, June. I hope it goes well tomorrow, too. Are there any other questions from anybody? About anything. It doesn't have to be the cath. It can be about whatever. But yeah, this cath will be interesting. I've heard people that say that they're going through the leg, or I've heard someone say they go through the wrist. My cardiologist said they're going to go through my neck. So, yeah, that's another thing I'm not excited about. And I hope I don't have like this big bruise or anything on my neck, because that'll just be awkward. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I know he said the neck because as kids, they go through our leg a lot. So we have a lot of scarring down there already. So I'm hoping it's not the wrist, because there was one time that I was in the ER and I was with my mom, and apparently they couldn't find a vein anywhere else. So they stuck it right on that bone on your wrist, and he went all the way through. it was the scariest moment ever. Like, he went all the way through, there was like blood splattering everywhere, and my mom comes back from the bathroom and is like, what just happened? Ever since then, and they look at my wrist for an IV or anything, no, not happening. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. And I help them look for somewhere else, because there's no way. And even on the topic of ERs and hospitals, my daughter goes through the neck every time. It's easier to. Don't need extra lay flat time after. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Hopefully it goes that good then. Speaking of the ER things, I don't know if this is anybody else, but it's me. Anytime I'm in the ER, the doctor's office, getting a blood draw, whatever, I always ask, can you do this the first time? To the specialist or the nurse or whoever's doing the blood. Can you do this the first time? If they hesitate at all, or are not like, yeah, of course, I ask to get somebody else on, because I don't need to be poked 20 times. It's just not happening. And I've actually said that to someone because they hesitated and like gave me this odd look, and I was like, okay, sorry, find me someone else. And they did, and I'm 100% sure I hurt her feelings, but I just don't want to be poked a million times. I mean, once is enough for me. Twice is just too much. Especially when it causes so many bruises, and like, it's just painful. And I know we've all been through it, but I can't stand it. Cannot stand it at all. It's horrible. And yes, I have tattoos, but it's not the same feeling, like, at all. The shots or the IVs are just so much worse. It's just so much worse. Are there any questions from anybody about anything? Or anything you want as an update tomorrow? I mean, I know he'll probably do a good job. I'm just saying, oh, she went back now or whatever, but I mean, I'm sure I can update after the fact. At least I hope I can. Just send a message to everybody. Take a picture, I don't know. For my son's second cath, we went through this neck. It was fine. There was no bruising at all. They went through the groin and they ended up having to go through an artery, which was more. Okay, well, so hopefully going through the neck is better than going through the groin. I mean, I know I still have scars from when I was a kid when they went through the legs and the groin down there. It's just not fun. So hopefully going through the neck is easier. That's what my cardiologist said. He said that going through the neck is a lot easier. And it's less scarring for some reason. So then I don't understand why they didn't do it as kids, when we were kids. But probably because we moved too much. But I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. But I've also heard that I'm on a group called Zipper Sisters. It's a bunch of ladies that just have CHDs. So I've talked to a few of them about the cath, like whether I'm under anesthesia or not. Some have had caths where they're not under anesthesia at all. Some have had it where they're fully under, and some have had it where they're like twilight and you can still awake. I hope I'm completely out, because I'm already so nervous about it that I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah, it'll be an interesting time. And, you know, and I've talked to my cardiologist, I haven't, my dad has, from U of M, and he doesn't think I need a cath. So, I guess I just don't understand why he thinks that, but then my cardiologist here thinks that I do. I don't know. I mean, U of M is my home. It's where I had all my surgeries. You know, I love that place. But I need to know what is happening with my legs, why I'm retaining fluid, what's happening. Thank you. I just don't I guess I need to call and talk to him myself, ask him why he doesn't think I need a heart catheterization. Especially if I'm having this swelling and we don't know why. And I don't know if my Fontane's failing or like what else is happening, but we need to figure out why it's doing that, because if I don't, then I'm gonna think about it all the time. And I don't want to have to do that. So I guess we'll just see, and hopefully everything's fine. If not, you'll all hear about it. You'll hear about it either way. But I hope they just don't find anything that's wrong, I guess. It's just scary to think about. Like I've said in other posts before, it's, you have a friend who's getting a Fontan revision, or you have a friend who needs another stent, or, you know, whatever, or a mitral valve or whatever, and you're like, okay, when is it my turn? When is this gonna fail me now? Because 27 years now, and no extra surgeries, no heart cath, nothing, just on aspirin until last month. Now I'm on Lasix and aspirin. And so it's like, okay, is something happening? Do I need to worry about this or not? So it's just, I guess, I don't know, it like takes over my thoughts, and it kind of sucks because I don't want to have to think about this all the time. But, you know, I kind of have to, because I don't, and if something happens, that's my fault that I didn't go and get this done. You know, and I've talked to a few heart people who don't see their doctor every year, or, you know, they just go and they're like, oh, I just went and now I need this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, maybe if you went every year like you're supposed to, they would have found it out quicker, and now you don't have to have this stuff. But I get it, life happens, you don't want to go, you don't have time to go, you can't go, whatever. But yeah. Or, for example, oh, sorry, readjusting. For example, I know you guys have all seen the Shaun White video that I posted on how he only goes for stress tests every 2 years. Okay. I just feel like that's not enough. And I feel like, what if something happens and he didn't go to the doctor? Or he doesn't see his cardiologist every year? Or whatever. It just, I don't know. I guess adult care is needed. Like, you would need to go whether you like it or not. And I feel like I'm kind of a hypocrite saying it, because I hate going to the doctor. I hate it. Or whenever I have to go to the ER, I don't want to go. I go at the last minute because I don't want to go. I don't want to find out something's wrong. I don't want an IV. I don't want oxygen. I don't want any of that stuff. But if I don't go and something is wrong, then that's my fault that I didn't go. So I guess I'm just rambling on. Adult care is very important, and even as a kid, you should go. I mean, I know parents will make you go anyway, and that was my mom's concern when I first moved out. Because when I moved out to California, oh goodness, almost 4 years ago now, she was afraid I was going to stop going to the cardiologist, which I thought about. I did. I hate going. I don't want to go. And then I went to a cardiologist in San Diego, and after that appointment, it was just horrible. That was a cardiologist that told me I don't have HLHS, and that I don't have this, this, and this, that I just have transposition of the great arteries. And I was like, okay, sure. And I explained everything to him. I showed him my medical records and everything, and it says it, and he still didn't believe me. I was so mad. I just looked at him like, where do you think I'm going to get these medical records that have my name on it? When I was born, all these surgeries, did I just print them off myself? No. So I just laughed at that, and sorry, ended up never going back to him because, and if we ended up staying in San Diego, I probably would have gone somewhere else, to be honest. But we ended up moving, so we moved to Vegas, and I had a very nice cardiologist there, and I really liked him a lot. But I just thought it was really funny, and I called my mom even after that doctor's appointment and told her what happened, and she was like speechless. She didn't know what to say. And I even was like crying because I'm like, am I making this up? Do I not have this? Like, what's happening? And she was like, no, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. And I'm like, okay. Really freaked me out though. But yeah, it was an interesting time. Please update him. I followed you for 2.5 years. I want to know how much. Hope you have given our grandson. Take the time to share experiences. I'm so glad you guys follow. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. Over 3 years. Yeah, over 3 years now. And I just think it's awesome. I love talking to all of you guys. I love meeting some of you. You know, it's just a good time. Hi, Bailey. I can't wait to see you in October too. It's going to be so much fun. If anybody wants to know what I'm talking about, I'm going back to Mayo again this year in October. I believe it's October 14th. They're doing their conference there. So I will be there, and Bailey will be there. And I'm pretty sure Brenton is going. He's actually speaking this year. I don't know who else is going, but quite a few of us are going to be there, and it'll be a good time, so you should come. But, oh, and my husband and I went to this timeshare thingy. We didn't do it. We just got free stuff for going, so we got raised tickets, but we also got a free flight to anywhere in the U.S. So I need to figure out where everybody is so I can come and meet a lot more of you. There's quite a few places that we can go. I need to grab the list, so let me go do that. Let me grab the list so I can read them off. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're planning a trip. We just don't know when or where yet. Oh, let me clock this in. Okay, so we got this free flight and hotel anywhere. It's not really anywhere because there's a list. So we can go to Arizona, anywhere in California, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, and Utah. But I need to find out, I want to like meet as many of you as I can. So I'm going to post something probably tomorrow and ask where a lot of you live. And I'll probably list the states because it's not all the states. But I want to come and we're going to be there, one place for 2 nights. So we can meet a bunch of you. Let me read these. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. I've never been to Oklahoma. I've driven through it. But my husband has, his sister lives in Oklahoma. Aw, thanks, Leanne. But, so we're going to plan a trip sometime this year. It's going to be this year because we want to. And I want to meet a bunch of you. So we're trying to figure out where we want to go. But once we figure it out, it's for 2 days. So we'll be there for 2 nights, probably on a weekend. I'm going to be honest with you, just because it's easier for work. So I'm going to post something probably later on about that. And then I can figure out how many people live in certain places. And then we'll choose from there. And then we can plan to meet up a bunch of people. Meet a bunch of you. Anyway, so that would be fun. Never been to Texas, so that might be on the options. Also never been to Utah or Rhode Island, so that would be cool. I've never actually been up in the east at all. Even Boston would be cool. But we'll let you know where we decide to go, because I want to meet as many of you guys as I can. Yeah, because that would be fun. And I haven't met too many Heart families this year. No, I haven't. I'm going to that Florida thing. I forget what it's called. It's a picnic in Gainesville for Heart families in Florida. So I'm hoping to meet at least a few of you there. Let me know if you're going, because that'd be awesome to meet up. Does anybody have any questions about anything at all? But yeah, it was fun. And I hope to travel more this year. But we are planning on moving sometime this year. Staying in Florida. It's just going to be one of 2 locations. And once we figure it out, I will let you all know. And we're actually looking for houses this time, so this is where we're going to stay. It'll be permanent after that. And I have to be honest, I loved moving around. Loved living in different places, meeting different people, but it's time to get a home and just settle. And it'll be exciting to actually decorate a home knowing I'm not leaving, at least for a while. But we're planning on staying in that area for a while. So I will let you all know that one. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions at all about whatever? Or topics, I guess I should say. I've talked a lot about school and sports, my past, things that have happened, but I can talk about anything again. Fine with it. Oh, I'm wearing my shirt that says I've survived 3 open heart surgeries. It has HLHS on the back. It's kind of cool. But I'm trying to think. Oh, it's not moving. I can see if I can meet up to keep me posted. Oh, have you ever heard of HLHS liver issues? Yeah. Bailey. I talked about it earlier. I have heard of liver issues, but I have never had a doctor tell me I need to check it, because whenever he does like blood tests or anything, he's always said that my liver's been fine. But I guess, Bailey, if your doctor is telling you to look at it, then I get it done, like a biopsy. My cardiologist has said that I should get one in the future, but not like now. It's not needed right now. But yeah, Christina. But I've heard it a lot because the Fontan causes liver issues, but I don't know why it causes liver issues. Liver issues come from the Fontan, yeah. But I would just get it checked out if your cardiologist is telling you to get it checked out, I guess. But yeah. But yeah. If you don't need it checked out, don't get it checked out yet. I mean, if you want to get it checked out, I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying I would wait until it's needed, I guess. I don't want to get something done unless it's needed. I guess that's just me. I don't know. I don't want to get anything done. I hate going to the doctor or the cardiologist. Every time I go to either a doctor, a normal doctor, cardiologist, anything, my blood pressure is through the roof. Every time. And it's funny because anytime they take it, they're like, "Are you on blood pressure medication?" And I'm like, No. They're like, well, it's really high. Yeah, because I'm here. I am here with you. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, they test it like 6 times. And it's still high. Sometimes it goes down if I've calmed down. Like the last time I went to All Children's for my appointment for the fluid in my legs, the lady took it 7 times. 7 different times. She had me lay down, she had me stand up, she had me sit up, everything. Like 7 different times. And it's just funny because I tell them, I say, I don't want to be here. My blood pressure's going to be through the roof. Just to let you know. And they still do it. I have to take a stress test for the first time very soon. What's it like? Bailey, you never had a stress test before? Did they say what kind of stress test you're having? Because I know there's 2. There's one where you have to wear this like mask thing that you breathe into. And that one sucks. But there's this other one where you're just on the treadmill or the bike and you have to just get up to speed for however long they tell you to. Oh, no? Okay. So, the ones that I've done, so at U of M, I was on a treadmill. I had this mask thing on my face that I'd breathe into, and you can't breathe because it sucks and you're drooling everywhere. It's just gross. And it's like this head thing, and you breathe into it, and all your like sweat, and it's just gross when you're on the treadmill. And then I had one at All Children's that I didn't have the breathing thing, thank goodness, and it was just running on the treadmill. You start off slow, you're hooked up to all this stuff, you start off slow, and then they take you up to speed every minute until you're done, basically. Yeah, it's not something to look forward to at all. I hate stress tests. But I've never had one on the bike, but I've seen other people, and I'm like, bike would be so much easier. But I always get the treadmill. I don't know why. I hate the treadmill. I've had that one done. I didn't like it with the breathing mask. Yeah, I had it done at U of M twice with the breathing mask. Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. It just sucks. And those of you who have never done it before, you're lucky because it's horrible. You're hooked up to an EKG machine. You got all those stickers on you. And then you have this like Velcro thing around you that's holding all the stickers and the leads and the lines and everything. And then you get on the treadmill and they put this breathing mask thing on you, and it's just every minute you go up a speed and up an incline. It sucks. The purpose of a stress test, I think it's basically to see how good your heart can go, like how fast it can go, how long it can last, stuff like that. They're just seeing, how good your heart is still doing for that, basically. Just to see how you can go, I guess. I think they want you to make it to like 7 or 9 minutes or something. I don't remember. I did it and I passed it the last time. But it was not fun. Yeah, it's cool to know, but just doing it sucks. You'll have to let me know if you have the mask or if you're just doing the treadmill. Or the bike. I don't know. I've never had the bike. I want the bike the next time. I've always had the treadmill. So, I guess we'll see. Girl, me too. It's just, I don't know. Stress tests are just annoying. Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks for keeping me updated. Oh, it looks like I lost a bunch of people. Any other questions? Or no? But yeah, hopefully tomorrow goes well and everything's good, and hopefully he doesn't post on my page about anything bad, because I don't want to freak anybody out. He joked about it, and I don't think he would, though. But we'll see. And I'll update you all when I get there. And I'll probably post a picture and be like, I don't want to be here. Thanks, Bailey. Thank you, Lisa. But yeah, if there's not any other questions, I hope you all have a great Sunday. And I will talk to you all pretty much tomorrow. Bye, guys.